All right, well, thank you so much for joining. My name is Nadya. I'm certified health, life, and fitness coach. Hey, good morning, you all. And I help men and women in their 50s to lose stubborn 20 pounds. Just did. Thank you so much for sharing. So they can fit in the clothes they want to fit and keep it this way. Today you actually see me outside. It's beautiful weather, and why not? So conversation today actually came from my own thinking. We are somewhat behind already our New Year resolutions, isn't it? We usually have New Year resolution close to the end of the year and the beginning of the year, but now it's really about, are we going to stay in that process? So if you'd like the topics like this, please join us every week inside of Friends and Health Facebook group. This group is for daily motivation and inspiration in your wellness journey. So if you know anyone, please invite them. And you can also subscribe to my YouTube channel, The Natural Power 100. And videos like that are uploaded there weekly, and you will receive an instant notification if you click that bell on the right from subscribe button. Good morning, good morning. Oh, nice. You're all talking to each other. That's amazing. And also, if you like to read some health information, please join my newsletter in nadyatouch.com/newsletter. Every Thursday morning, you receive some health tips. All right. Hopefully, you can hear my voice from all this noise around, but it's really beautiful outside. Let me see if you can see the sunshine. Right behind me. There's the sunshine. Okay, well, you probably can relate to when we are having a goal. We have goal, we just had a vision board, a virtual party, and we know what we want. And sometimes, or most of the time, it occurs to us, when I get there, I will be happy, or I will get satisfied, or that will be it. My life is good. So we are looking at the end result, and it's almost like occurs to me as chasing a carrot. The carrot is always in front of us, and we only know that we're going to be happy when we get that result, we get that carrot. And in the process itself, we don't enjoy it much. We always keep thinking about that carrot that we want to have. But if we do this in life, it's almost like we're never happy. If we do this, it's almost like we're chasing that carrot, and it's always in front of us. There's always something. There's always a carrot in front of us. It's amazing. It just becomes habitual in life. So I wonder if you can relate to that. What is it that maybe in your life that is there? As soon as I ask you a question, I wonder if you can relate to that. What is it? In my mind comes, well, money. It's always there. It's like, if I get that amount of money, I will be happy. And actually, what's funny, if you get that amount of money, you will have another carrot in front of you. So it's constant relay chase from one thing to another. So what would it be in your life situation? And just recently I was listening to an inspirational audio, and he gave an example that I actually heard before, and it's so related to me as well. He said, okay, well, imagine that carrot you're chasing, that result is the marathon you signed up. That's interesting. I actually signed up for the training, but not the marathon itself. And so you have that end goal in your mind. You know what you want to get, and now it becomes a process. Now it becomes, what are you going to do, or who are you going to be, or even better, who you're going to become in that process of preparing for your end result, which is a marathon. What How long do you run a marathon? A few hours, 5 hours, less than a day basically, right? So, but to train for it, it's at least 16 weeks, it's at least 4 months. So is it really worth not being happy for such a long time of your life and get that a few minute satisfaction from completion of that marathon? You're really in the process of running the marathon, you're still not happy. That's actually even worse. The only happiness comes when you complete it, you feel accomplished, and that's it. But the process of preparing for the marathon is the one that actually gives you an opportunity to create yourself who you want to be. And you just want to fall in love with the process. How do you fall in love with the process? So if you're preparing for the marathon and it takes you 4 months, it is a good idea to actually enjoy it. So how would you enjoy this 4 months of pretty good training almost every day? Well, here's my way. Number one is I create systems. My systems and people who I am accountable and or who I'm training with. My systems are, I put it on the calendar. I know exactly what day, I know exactly what I'm going to do. I know when, how much, for how long. The system is so there that then you just do it and you just follow the system. And I surround myself with people to keep myself accountable and actually to train with, to enjoy that process with. Because we are creatures of communication, we're human beings, so we like to be in the community. So when you are in the community, reaching that goal together creates so much more fun. It becomes an enjoyable process, almost like a game. You remember when we were kids, we loved to play games, we were just so in it. We just fell in love with the process. Why not here? It's the story we can create. Bob is saying it's so important we live our lives each day through habits. Hard to be happy without enjoying them. Yeah, so how about we create a habit to fall in love with the process? Here's my habit, that's number 2. And I spoke recently about that in my, just on my personal wall, about the meaning of extraordinary for me. And I catch myself quite often, especially in the trainings for races, because, you know, who likes to run, who likes to sweat? I don't think most of us like to sweat. It's uncomfortable. But in that process where you kind of paused beyond being comfortable and now you are in that space of maybe a few minutes or few hours of feeling really uncomfortable, like your creator brain is so not enjoying it, but falling in love with that piece of a challenging portion where you have a choice either to give up or you have a choice to finish that last minute of your run training, or finish that difficult conversation with really a power and love for another human being you're talking to, or finish that last day of your qualification and not give up, because it's so easy to give up, you just do. But finishing it and staying with that process until the very end creates that extraordinary cherry on the icing, cherry on the cake, that it's just having that ordinary process that most of us go through in our life, but adding the extraordinary efforts. So if you run 2 miles, instead of running slowly and maybe finishing at 1:99, you actually push yourself. That last minute, you push yourself to your best ability. And that little 1 minute, you're so creating an enjoyment of the challenge that next time you face that similar or the same challenge, you know what it is, and you know that this one is the one that makes you an extraordinary person. And I'm just falling in love with that part. Okay, I'm gonna say it. I keep resisting of saying it, but that's what it is. It's embracing the suck. The suck is that last portion. It's that little action that is so humongous and extraordinary action. It's pushing this last minute. It's finishing that conversation powerfully. It's giving words of acknowledgement in the space of you feeling crappy. It's smiling to a person and really being in the conversation with a person where you know your life is just not in the right place right now and you just want to shut off everyone and be by yourself. It's having those moments that you can say it just sucks. Here I am saying that, but falling in love with that challenge and being your best in the space of whatever is there, still being the best of who you can be. So I wonder, from this point number 2, what speaks to you? Do you have an example of your own life, your situations? All right, and point number 3 is keep an eye on the prize. We just did vision board. The vision board is your way, is the system that you create, is your way that you can actually keep an eye on the prize. Literally, you can look at the vision board and it will remind you what your prize is. And especially in the times where it's so hard to keep that motivation and inspiration for yourself, not a good day or something else, and that vision board is always reminding you that's what you want. This is your prize, this is your result, this is your goal, this is your desire you are living into. So you're actually creating your own accountability. All right, so these were 3 of my major points that I use in falling in love with the process. Getting the end result is fun and it's all enjoyable, but it's not about that. It's about the process. It's about who you become in that process. And who you become in the process is by falling in love with that process, because who you can be is the powerful and extraordinary person. So you create systems. You have people around you to keep you accountable, train with you. You fall in love in that little piece of embracing the suck. I'm just so curious. If you can give me examples, please do. For me, it's always an example of a race or a run, because I do it so much often, but I'm really curious to have your examples. And number 3, keep an eye on the prize. Vision board is an amazing example. All right, well, I'd like to invite you for our upcoming smoothie challenge. We are all busy, our life is crazy, and what we're going to do next week, every day for 5 days, is create beautiful smoothies. No worries, we're going to give you recipes, and actually we're going to give you the list of ingredients this weekend, so you can go shopping for ingredients and every day have this fun smoothie recipe and get that into your system for healthy living. And also we are starting a new book. It is High Performance Habits. Our first discussion is next Friday at 4:30, I believe, Central Time. We are getting together inside of Zoom room. We will be discussing first 2 chapters, High Performance Habits. But to request to be in the group, please let us know, because it is a separate group. Okay. Last but not the least, before we go, please leave me a comment. What was your major aha appreciation from this live stream? If you have your own examples, please do so. Very well said. We often tend to skip the process, which creates a not so enjoyable experience. Indeed, Oksana, the process is the essence of any task. Hee. You got that. All right. Thank you very much, everyone, for joining. And today was an unusual live stream outside, but it is beautiful. And I will see you in the community. Stay put for the smoothie challenge. And if you're interested in the High Performance Habits book, please let us know in the comments. And I'll see you in the community. Bye-bye. Happy Friday.